Hi everyone, it's Simmer Hills. I'm back in The Sims 4 in Oasis Springs, and today I'm creating a trailer park. So there's 6 trailers and they vary in quality and in size actually, because the back 2 trailers end up larger than the rest. I know in caravan parks in the UK we have different sized trailers. I'm kind of wishing I'd only done 4 now, so we could have had more outside space and some balconies. I know the ones in the UK we have some with balconies, some without. So maybe I'll do another trailer lot with more of a UK feel with the wraparound balconies and a hot tub. That's something that we could do in the future. But for now, this is the trailer park I came up with. So we start at the front with the less kind of expensive trailers, and then as they go back they kind of get more expensive. And I was thinking for gameplay this would be good if you either want to do for rent, I know there's bugs with that, or if you kind of want to do a kind of for rent without using the pack, so you could have different families move in and imagine their different budgets, but not use for rent if you don't want to, because I think with the bugs and stuff maybe it would be easier to play the different families on one lot without using for rent. I'm not sure, but it is another option as well. So we're going to start off, so the way that I've done this video is I've gone through each trailer individually. So we start with the lowest quality trailer, and it's the one that looks like it's kind of been left to rack and ruin and it's never had any upgrades. Maybe the original trailer that's never been replaced, and it's looking a bit worse for wear, this one. The fence and everything does change, so just be prepared for a lot of changes. But yeah, this one is like, you're probably not going to want to visit this one. It's looking a bit haggard. I don't think there's a better word for it. So yeah, it's very old, very tired looking. The walls are not very nice. It has got a separate bedroom and it's got a bathroom, neither of which are very nice. So I've used a debug bed. I can't remember which pack that's from. Standard kitchen that's looking like it needs replacing, and then I've tried to use like the most grubby objects that I can find in the game to make it look just neglected, I think is the best way that we can describe this trailer. So I've used a lot of the decals which look like stains on the wall, and all those get added to it as well. So I've tried to make it look as run down as possible in The Sims. I wish we kind of had walls that had holes in. That would be something really good to add to the game, just to add that bit more realism of a rundown kind of building. And yeah, the windows and everything, I've just tried to make it look a little bit pokey in there. It's not the nicest, but so I actually made this trailer smaller and then resized the other trailers to this one because it looked a bit too wide when I'd done it, and I thought actually a trailer wouldn't be that big, so I did actually make them a bit thinner, and then it just looked more in proportion once I'd resized it. But as I say, the 2 trailers at the back, they end up bigger than the rest of them. And I just thought, one of them I actually have not filmed on camera because this video is so long as it is. So there is some screenshots of it at the end, the one that I didn't decorate. And you can have a look, if you have a look on my gallery, which is also Simmer Hills, then you can download the lot if you want to use it. There is some screenshots of it in the end, so you could pause them to have a look at the final trailer that I didn't film. But this video, it was just too long, so I decided to not film that one and, as I say, add the screenshots instead. So as you can see, this one ends up completely filthy. I actually think it looks really good. This one would be good even if you didn't want the rest of the trailers. This one would be really good for like a rags to riches story, because it's going to be not very expensive. So you could maybe delete the rest of the lot and then use this one. And then try and do it up as your Sims get more money. So that would be quite a good one for story play as well. But yeah, it's not somewhere you'd want to go visit. It just looks absolutely gross. And I've even used the decals on the floor as well. I think they're under rugs. And yeah, so all the floor looks stained as well as the walls. And I've just tried to use, like, even the bathroom flooring looks worn and tired. So every room in it is just not very nice. Just, yeah. And I wanted it to look a bit makeshift as well, which is why I've used these poles to create like a shower divide. So it really does look like it's a bit of a thrown together building. They've tried to use anything they've got just to make it work. So yeah, we've got a rundown sink. The bed's, it's not going to be very comfortable. The sim who lives here is going to be tired all the time, but that's what they've got, and they can't afford anything new, so that's what they're using. At least it's got a roof. It's got a roof, and that's the best they can ask for. Yeah, the outside, I've used a wind chime. Maybe they want some kind of warning of the weather, because it might knock their building down. And then kind of the tatty looking roof. It's like corrugated iron type roof. I don't think that would help in a hot sun though. Might make it even warmer, I'm not sure. So like the fence does change again. It's changed now, it changes again. Does not stay like this. I thought that looked too neat and tidy for that trailer, so that does change as well. As you can see, I don't know if you spotted it, but the roof was overhanged. I didn't realise until later on I'd not resized the roofs as well, so I did do that later on. They don't end up overhanging anymore. So this is the same size trailer, but this one isn't run down. It looks like it's had a little bit more money spent on it, and yeah, I think this one, it just looks more homely, but it's very, very small. But it's, yeah, it's looked after. So they've got the same size trailer, but they've looked after it. And I think that's quite a nice little detail. Like, you can see the difference. They've got the same living space, but this one, they've spent a bit of money on it and tried to make it nice. But it's kind of not over the top. They've not spent, I don't know, you'll see as it goes along that like they've not got much kitchen space at all, but what they have got looks nice. So they've got the same bathroom window, which is pokey, but they've painted it so it looks nicer. And I just think those kind of details make it a bit more realistic. Like, they might not have a lot of money, but they've spent the money to try and make it look nice. So we've used a lot of green in this build. There is a bit of a theme. It's green and white. Yeah, so yeah, I've tried to keep a little bit of a theme to each trailer. So this one's very much green and white. And they've got a little outdoor seating area for this one. They've got one bedroom, the bathroom, very small kitchen, but it's like an open kitchen living room. So it feels quite spacious, but it is very small. They've got a pea bush. What more would you want? What more could you possibly want? So I think the bits of purple in the flowers go really nicely with this build as well. I did try and give them a bigger kitchen than it ends up with, but with the space it just didn't work. So this does shrink dramatically. So yeah, this is the kind of final layout of the kitchen. As I said, it's probably the smallest kitchen I've done, but I think for this build it just works really well. And for a trailer, they probably would have, I mean, when I've stayed in a caravan, the kitchens are just tiny. So I just think it's more realistic to have this tiny kitchen and then have the open seating. And that's what we get a lot over here in the UK. So I've tried to kind of emulate that, although usually the seating would be along the window, and you'd have probably a built-in TV or a built-in cabinet and then a small TV. So I've tried to get that look, but obviously I have used different furniture. But I do think that the built-in seating looks realistic to what we'd have over here. And then we've got the deep green on the wall. I think that looks really nice, actually. I actually love that colour. I think it looks really good. And it looks quite expensive as well. So like I say, it's like they've tried to spend a bit of money on this one just to make it look a lot nicer. Bring it up to date with to a bit more, make it look a bit more modern. Maybe originally this one was like the other one next door, but then they've spent the money on it to make it look really homely. And I've tried to add loads of extras to this one to make it look really lived in. So that we've got the pans and the knives out, because obviously there's not much cupboard space, so it kind of makes sense having these decorations out, because where else would they put them with the limited space that they've got? So yeah, I've definitely tried to make it realistic and added a load of extras just you know, make the most of the space. So the coats are on the wall here as well. They get added later. I've fitted as much as I can in the bedroom while trying to make it not look too cluttered. And we've still got the green theme in there, so it's definitely an ongoing theme in this particular trailer. Don't know where my words was going then, but I lost them completely. So yeah, let me know what you think. Anyway, please do leave any comments if you're liking this build. It's nice to see if people like them, and or if there is something else you want to see. I've currently been playing a bit of Stardew Valley with the new update, so if you want to see that, let me know. I'm looking forward to playing City Skylines with that update as well. City Skylines 2, sorry. So I want to get playing that. It's just trying to find the time for all the games kind of getting updated at once, and then you're like, oh, which one do I play? So yeah, it's not a bad thing to have. Having a bit of choice, it's quite nice. So yeah, I've been playing some different games actually off camera, but it was nice to come back to The Sims and have a play with this. I've had a few things going on outside, which is why it's taken me a bit longer to get this one uploaded, because I actually filmed this one a couple of weeks back. So yeah, it's taken me a little bit longer than normal to get this one uploaded, just because of things happening with work. So yeah, it was nice to get back into the game and then get playing. But like I say, this week I have been looking at what was I going to say? I've been looking at Stardew Valley and City Skylines. I haven't had a chance to play with City Skylines yet, but I'm going to have a look at that one, because I haven't been able to play it. It's just, I was a bit disappointed actually with City Skylines 2, so I'm hoping the update does kind of make it a bit more playable, and then hopefully, yeah, opinions will change with the update. Fingers crossed. I mean, only if it's a good update, but I am hopeful. So we're on to the third trailer. This one, we've gone for a bit more of a pastel-y type colouring scheme. This one again looks a little bit more expensive than the last one. So this one and its neighbouring trailer both have kind of similar value, I hope. I'm not, like, I didn't add up the different pieces, but hopefully these two look similar value. The front two, well, they're quite different because one of them is really run down, but that one should be a bit more basic than these ones in the middle, and then the ones at the back are a little bit more expensive again. So I've tried to add a little bit more skill building items in these ones, just so that you can see the difference in price levels. So this one's got a nice living room, dining room. It's got the separate areas. You've got the kitchen in the middle. Kitchen's a little bit larger. Nice bathroom. Although I think the bathrooms are the same size actually, but it's just a little bit nicer. And then the bedroom's bigger in this one. So you've got definitely the bedroom space is valuable. And then they've got this nice entry, well, where you can put your shoes and your coats as soon as you get in. The ones at the front, a little bit more basic, where you can put your shoes and coats, and one of them has got nowhere. so yeah, as you'll be able to tell the difference. So the bathroom's a little bit more expensive, decorations. I just think it looks more expensive, this one. And as I say, the kitchen's definitely bigger in this one. So, and I quite like the little fridge being tucked away as well in that little curve. I think that looks really nice. You could maybe add some decorations above it as well, just so that space is not wasted. Could maybe have one of those bookshelves above it, something like that. But yeah, definitely you may as well use the space, it's there. And then you've got the quite nice dining space. I know it's not very big, you've only got a space for two, but it's still nice to have it, because obviously the trailers are not huge, so make the most of each space. And I think this is a nice size bedroom for a trailer as well. So pastel theme running throughout on this one, and I think even the outside looks it fits with the inside of the build, if you know what I mean. So you can definitely tell they're like the cute decorations. I think so anyway. But I definitely think the outside of this one matches the inside. So even the gardens are quite individual on all these builds. So the garden, I think, especially with the front trailer, you can definitely tell that one's a lot more basic compared to the ones as they get further back. The garden definitely gives it away on that one. Maybe I should have gone for expensive trailers at the front so they look more inviting, and then dilapidated trailer at the back so it was hidden away, but I didn't do that. yeah, maybe if you download it you might want to switch them around. So yeah, this one's coming together. I really like the little front door. I think that is that from the knitting pack, but it's really cute. I think that one, it just looks really cute. I'm a fan of that door. And then because I resized the trailers, the gardens could be a little bit bigger as well, which worked out quite nicely. The reason I put a path one away from the trailer was so that we could have some little planters behind each trailer as well, so there was the distinction between the two builds, because obviously they are separate dwellings as well, so I wanted them to be completely separate. And then in the garden we've gone for, like, they've got a lawn that they've striped lawn, very very posh. And then they've got, I think I put a seating area on here, or do I put deck chairs? Can't quite remember. I don't think I put a hot tub in the end, or I might actually. Does this one have a hot tub? No, I think this one's got a seating area. and it's got, yeah, this one ends up with a seating area. Sorry, like I say, it was a couple of weeks ago that I filmed this, so I couldn't quite remember. But yeah, I think it looks really cute, this one. Just a really nice little garden. This might be the one that I don't fully fence in as well, because they don't have to have it fenced in. It would be nice. You've got your nice little private garden, but it's not a necessity to have it fenced in. But I do think that one looks very cute. And then onto the neighbouring one. This one actually sleeps 3 Sims. So you'll sleep a child Sim and 2 adult Sims. And the reason is because I've put the bed everybody hates in. I've put the fold down bed in this one. So it does actually sleep more Sims, although it's the same space. But I just thought it would be nice to have one where you can have a family live in them. So this one is definitely a family living area. So, and the garden's made for a family as well. So I've made sure there is something for the children in the garden. And although it looks like their garden space is smaller because I've done it like I've made it part of the path, it just looked better with because otherwise I would have needed another set of stairs off the patio, not a patio, but like the entrance decking. So I would need another set of stairs to get into the garden. So I just thought it looked better having the smaller garden and a little gate, and then that bit was enclosed for a child as well. Because if you want a toddler, I've made a child bed, but you could easily swap it out for a toddler bed, and then you've got an enclosed garden for them. But I think if you've got children, you want an enclosed space for them inside or outside. So to me, it made sense for this one to have the smaller garden, but a better use of the space. They have got a bigger kitchen in this one though. I think this is the biggest kitchen yet. And then they've got the chair stroke bed. So it's a living room stroke bedroom, all in one. This one does end up with somewhere to put your shoes and coats, although I think it's just shoes, but you just got to imagine sometimes in the Sims. So they do have somewhere for that, and they do have a space for 2 people to eat inside, I think. But we know what the Sims are like, so they don't always eat together anyway, so I think a space for 2 is fine. One of them might eat on the sofa as well. And there is space outside for more, and it's Oasis spring, so if it's nice weather most of the time, they would eat outside, wouldn't they? They wouldn't eat inside. They do end up with a barbecue in this one. Here's the shoe area. Made it into a little like not a closet, but yeah, it's a closed in area because you don't want stinky shoes in your living space and where you're sleeping. So I wanted it to be like an area that's closed from the living space. I kind of regret using the Get Famous one now. I think I should have maybe used what's the pack called? The one this kitchen's from anyway. The home improvement one. Can't remember what the pack name is, but yeah, I think I should have used the ones from that because then I could have had coats and shoes separately, and it could have still worked behind the glass door. So I wish I'd have used that now, but never mind. I do love the sofa bed though. And I did go through a few different colours on this kitchen as well to see if other colours worked. Because originally I did want to put a black kitchen in this, but I went against it and went for the more neutral tones. But any other colour, if you don't like some of the colours, you could just change the colours. But I end up loving the look of this living space. I think it is one of the cutest ones. I have made sure there's enough room for the bed to open as well in this one, because it is difficult when you're placing items, because it does need quite a big space to open. But I think in this space it works really well, because you don't need a coffee table in this one, because you've got the table, the dining table there, only just there, and then I've got gaming, TV, we've got storage boxes. There's loads of little decorations in this one, and I have left spaces for people to, if you want to use this build and download it, I've left spaces for pictures. So there's picture frames on there where you can add your Sims pictures to it. So it's definitely ready for Sims to use this one, to have a family in here. And it just looks a bit, it's got like all the extra decorations, like it's been lived in as well, which I think that's what you need in builds like this. So the bathroom's definitely ready for a family. You've got the towels, the toilet rolls. You've got spare toilet rolls, because you know what kids are like. So you've got the spare ones. And then the bedroom it ends up looking like it's got quite a lot of furniture in. And I was going to use a bunk bed, but I decided against it. It just looks really oversized in this room, because it's a really small room. So it is difficult when you've got a room this size trying to furnish it, but make sure there's stuff for your kids to use. You want to make the most of the space that's like this. So I was trying to fiddle it so that the desk could go at the end of the bed, but I changed my mind. I decided to go with a smaller desk, fit it in, add a bookshelf, and I just think this makes use of the space more. You can have toys, you can have little decorations. With the desk, you've got a big skill building item there. We've got a teddy, clothes. It's all fit in here. It's just very small. So it's just making the most of the space. And I think with white furniture, it doesn't make the space feel overcrowded as well. So we've got a pink and a white theme in here. Let me know what you think. I actually think this room has turned out quite cute. It is very cluttered for a small room, but I just think it looks lived in. So I just think, why not? You know, the kids need some things. They always acquire things. So I think you need to just clutter it up with a few bits. And then I've added one of those signs, but I think I end up taking it down because it's one of the shoes off signs. I can't remember if I end up removing. I don't know if I did remove that. But yeah, because when they're wandering about the lot, they should not have. They should be able to wear shoes. I think it's only inside the trailers, which is fine. Take the shoes off in the trailers. And then these little shelves and things with extra decorations. I just think that looks really cute. The kitchen has a few little extra decorations, some tiles. And the tiles kind of complement the rug in this one as well. So, yeah, I think it's come together. We do go neutral with the kitchen though. Don't go you could have seen you saw the darker one and then it's gone back to neutral. I tried so many different combinations with that kitchen, but I just think neutral works better in this build because you've got a lot of colour with the rug, and the tiles have gone again. Look, maybe I didn't keep the tiles. No, I know I went back and forth with this. I actually really like them tiles with that rug. I wish I'd have kept them. because I just think it brought the colour from the rug through in the kitchen, but obviously I was unsure about it, so I removed them. But actually I thought they went really well with it. And then just a few more decorations just to make it feel a bit more lived in. There's a couple of skill building items there. You've got the yoga mat here. You've got planters so you can get your gardening skill up. And then we've got a tent for the kids. And just we end up with a barbecue area and some seating as well. So there's plenty on this one lot. Even though it's small, there's plenty of skill building for your Sims. There's enough, even though it's a small build. And I think it's a really cute little trailer. I'm pleased with this one. There's probably things I'd change, but there's always going to be things I would change in them. And we just finish it off with a few little decorations, some plants around it. And I think if they're spending that much on the inside of the trailer, they would definitely look after the exterior as well. So even with the exteriors, I've definitely tried to make them individual to how each one looks. So if they're well looked after, they're going to have nice plants around it. And if they're not very well looked after, they're going to have not very well looked after gardens. So the only one really that's not got a very nice garden is the rundown trailer. All the rest of them are nice, but some are more manicured than others, but I think all of them look nice in their own ways. Other than the front one. It's a bit, yeah. It's got a cactus and some pavers and not much else, and it's obviously not spending the money on the bit that's outside of the fence as well. So that's how I've left it, because I just thought if they're not going to spend the money on the trailer itself, they're not going to look after this bit outside of the trailer. But I do add plants to all the rest of them. I was having a look through the debug items and I saw the dinosaur. I thought, I wonder how big it is. It's huge. I don't know when anybody would ever use that dinosaur, but it would be nice to have a smaller one as a toy that the kids can play with, just so that you've got the dinosaur in the game as well. That would be quite a nice addition. So we're on to the final trailer that I'm going to decorate on this video. This one I designed with Johnny Zests in mind. I thought this was originally Johnny Zests' lot, so I thought it would be nice to have a trailer that was kind of aimed at Johnny Zest. So this one is quite like, are they all dark colours? Yeah, it's definitely got a darker vibe than maybe some of the other ones. It's also got some skill building items in the garden. I think Johnny Zests is creative, so I've gone with some creative items in the garden to get his creative skill up. But yeah, you can tell it's definitely a more masculine looking trailer. You got the darker colours. I did struggle with the door on this one. I think I changed it out a few times. But I wanted it to look like it was more expensive. And this is where I was struggling with the windows, because I wanted to get a lot of light in, but also make it look like more money had been spent on things like windows. It ends up tricky when you're trying to make it look, just trying to get it to have the right aesthetic, so that you're looking like more money's been spent here. And it was a bit of a struggle, because you've only got the space that you've got to work with, so that's not an option to change that. And it's just about getting the details right to make it have that look of more money. So I went with the Eco Lifestyle windows. I don't think all of them are from there, but yeah, a lot of the windows are from Eco Lifestyle. And even though they're not expensive windows, they look more expensive. So, because you've got the 3D element of them. So, I've gone with a darker kitchen in this one. And this is from the kitchen kit. And I don't think you can go wrong with this kitchen. It's just really well made. Looks really nice, looks the part. I was trying to get more storage in, but the shelves being up there just looked too high. So I went with a corner shelf. And yeah, I just tried to... I think it's a decent sized kitchen anyway. So I don't think you needed the extra storage above the window. I think there's enough storage there. And then it was just figuring out where to put the living space, because obviously that window looks nice from the outside, but it makes it really awkward of where to put the living space in the kitchen. So as much as I love that window, it became kind of a bit of a pain because I wanted a dining area and I wanted a TV lounge. So it was, yeah, I struggled to furnish this one just because of where the door is, the kitchen, and you need the lounge space there. So I couldn't have a TV on the wall in this one just because I wanted the dining space as well. So we ended up with the TV on a stand, and I think we end up with a chair and a sofa in the end. It keeps changing, so don't worry about the decorations so much. I think the dining table might end up with only 3 chairs for the final look, just because you wouldn't have been able to access the 4th chair anyway. So this is the skill building area. So you've got the woodworking table and painting, an easel. And I was going to have a room, but it just looked so big for like a shed, but it looked too big. So I've gone with just the I don't know what it's called, but like the wooden slatted thing that overhangs the door. I've gone with one of those just on beams, and then it looks like a room, but it isn't a room. And then the ivy on trellis just creates a bit of privacy. And also I suppose it would be protection if it was raining as well. So you've got that extra privacy kind of screen as well. And then just to finish the indoors, add in some lighting. I don't know if I put a curtain over that door as well to make it a bit more private. But it's not as much of an issue in this one because it has got the separate bedroom and office as well. He has an office in this one, which I don't think I put in the other bigger trailer. I think that just ends up a much bigger bedroom in that one. And the bathrooms, and I think it's probably got an extra tile compared to some of the other bathrooms. But because the door's in the corner, it's kind of a wasted tile really. But it's just the way the layout is in this one. Just so that we could make the use of the space next to it. I didn't want to move the door because otherwise that space is just wasted really. So by having the door in the corner of the bathroom, it meant we could have like a console table or just some decorations next to it. It can make routing for the Sims a bit more tricky because they've got to walk around objects, but I just think it made more sense to make use of the space than kind of consider anything else like routing. That came secondary. I wanted to make the most of the space, so I just thought that was more important. But I think this is the first trailer we've got with a bath, so definitely an upgrade. So it's got a bath and a shower all in one, but it's got it, so that's definitely worth the upgrade. And then I've just tried to make it match with the other things in the house, so a bit more of a darker colour scheme. And yeah, the bedroom's very small. You've compensated because it's got an office. I was going to do a second bedroom, but I thought, no, he lives on his own. He doesn't need a second bedroom. So I made that into an office. So yeah, we've compromised the space in the bedroom by having an office, but it's nice to have the 2 separate rooms. So if he's going to work from home, he's got a separate room to do that in. You could maybe make it into one big room, but I quite like the distinction of having the bedroom separate from his office space. So it's up to you if you wanted to do that. If you do download this, then just change it into one room. So the office is kind of minimalist. We've got the white desk and chair. The chair isn't white, but you know what I mean. Minimalist office chair. But I have added some extra clothes in here because I thought there isn't actually that much room in the bedroom. The wardrobe's, it's standard, but if he is a creative person, maybe he's got more clothes than he needs in his wardrobe. So he's got this other place, and I've gone for bright colours in the clothing as well because, he's Johnny Zests. So yeah, he's got quite a lot of space in this trailer for one sim. I can't remember which windows. I know I was struggling with the windows here, but yeah, I have gone for the eco lifestyle ones. I think they look a lot better actually. I love them windows, and I know I overuse them as well because they just look really nice. So we're just going to add a few finishing touches off to this trailer now. I think it's pretty much there with the decorating, but it's just trying to get the finishing touches just to make it individual. So yeah, I think these are the final doors. I know the door colour isn't the same as the windows, but I think, I know even in the UK we can have different doors compared to the windows, so I didn't think it was too much of an issue having the different colour on the door to the rest of the windows. The windows are all white, but yeah, the black door, I think it still looks nice. And then just some decoration in the kitchen, not too cluttered. I thought maybe it's quite minimalist, so not too much clutter on the kitchen tops, but just a couple of items that maybe just don't fit in the cupboards. One plant on the table, so again, a little bit minimalist. And then it's pretty much finished. So let me know what you think of this one. I know this is a bit of a longer build than normal, but I do hope you like this one. It did take me a lot of hours for this build. So yeah, it did take a bit of time. So sorry I didn't film the last trailer, but like I say, it was getting really, really long, this one. So if you do want to download it, remember it's on my gallery, Simmer Hills. If you did like this video, please hit the thumbs up, and if you'd like to subscribe so you don't miss any further videos, then it's much appreciated. I hope you all have a good week. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.